Nnibb football standout and Jamaica youth representative Christojaye Daley. At age 19, only 19, Christojaye, who's on the books at Holland FC in Jamaica, recently signed a year-long loan deal with the Slovenian club FC Koper. He now joins us along with the president of Holland FC and the SportsMax football analyst, the man who has a particular liking for sci-fi films, especially Neo in the Matrix, Dwight Jeremiah. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Good afternoon, Christojaye. Hello, Dwight.
Good afternoon. Good to be back on Earth, George. Good to be back on Earth.
Yes. Red or green pill, yeah? You live and you learn. Let's start with the man of the hour. Christojaye, all right, Christojaye, this is your platform, my friend. This is you now talking to millions of people throughout the Caribbean and in North America. You're talking to them live. Tell them who you are. Tell them why football is your passion.
Well, I'm Christojaye Daley from Trelawney, attending William Knibb Memorial High School. Football is my passion because I've been playing this sport since I know I can walk, basically. From I was a small child, I've been always playing football. So yeah, that's the reason why I decided to pursue my dreams in football.
And in those early days, Christojaye, on the playing ground, who did you imagine yourself like? Which player?
Lionel Messi.
Lionel Messi. So you did the Messi dribbles, didn't you?
Definitely.
Yeah. What is it about your game that you think is closest to something that Messi has?
His awareness on the pitch, his dribbling, passing, and his movements.
And his movement, yeah. As you progress, what is it that you think that your coaches have helped you to improve where your game is concerned?
Pardon me?
What is it about your game that your coaches have helped you to improve?
I'm a type of player, I don't really run back and help the team. But over the years, Coach Jeremiah have sat me down and he said to me that, look, if you're going to play at the highest level in Europe, the coaches need you to run back. So I think that's one of the most important things in my game that I'm starting to do a lot nowadays. So
yeah. And as you imagined yourself as Lionel Messi, you're a left footer, of course. Which club team have you imagined yourself playing for? Which competition have you seen yourself, you visualized yourself scoring in?
Well, for me, Champions League maybe, but everything takes time, so I'm just taking it a step at a time. So
yeah, I know.
Koper, so.
I know boys love various teams, Christojaye. So the now generation, of course, a lot of Man City fans, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, Real Madrid, PSG, Barcelona. Yeah, I know that Messi's a Barcelona man. So is it that Barcelona is the team that you imagine yourself playing for, just like your idol?
Yes, but not my first choice.
What's your first choice?
My dream is to play for Manchester United.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, George...
I know you're a top man, Christojaye. I knew it was there. I just knew. Very good.
You know, I suspect that George knew that was his answer, which is why he sort of dragged it out of the 19-year-old. Go ahead, Mariah.
This is not funny, Christojaye, but you know what? You have two supporters on the SportsMax Zone, George and Lance. So my question, though, you're heading to Slovenia very soon. What are you looking forward to most when you get there?
Well, I'm actually here.
Oh, he's there already. Mm-hmm. All right, so tell me about your experience so far then.
Well, it's a bit cold.
Yeah.
But I'm managing.
And how has, your teammates, your coaches, how has everybody received you?
Everyone is excited think I get a lot of love from the guys in the team. Everyone is always checking to see if I understand something or if I need anything.
And how different is it, you know, playing there as opposed to when you're here in Jamaica, you know, doing what you love?
It's a bit different because, you know, everyone, they speak a different language. Their English is not so good, but I can understand them, so...
You're managing.
Yes.
Can we get a quick word with Dwight, Jeremiah, then? Because, Dwight, you have been the person responsible for nurturing this talent. You did a couple of the Jamaica Premier League games last year as well, when, as a teenager, Christojaye had 3 goals in the league, 2 of them against the defending, well, at least 1 of them against the defending champions, Portmore. Did his performance for Harbourview last year, Dwight, convince you that he was ready for big-time football? Because prior to that, his experience was mostly in schoolboy football.
Yeah, his experience was schoolboy football and the major league with Holland United, which I coach and is president of. But yeah, what I saw in the Premier League, especially, he had a game, a blinder for a game there against Holland, was really a boss in that game, was on the ball, was really dictating the pace of the game. I think that was one of his standout performances, despite you speak about the Portmore goal and the double he got against Vere. But yeah, he showed enough to me that he was pretty much ready to go. I think the consistency there, sometimes he drifts in and out of games. I think great players do that, but sometimes just too much for him. I think he needed to get on the ball a little bit more, show a little bit more, I guess, demanding as he plays the game. But I felt the consistency would come. So yeah, I felt I saw enough. And just listening to other footballers or knowledgeable persons around the game, you know that he was doing some special stuff. And if he could get the consistency going, then for sure it was ready for the transition.
Yeah, for my part, I did commentary on a couple of the games that he played for Harbourview in the Jamaica Premier League last year. And it was very, very obvious to me that he was not intimidated by the higher level. He was brave. He was very, very willing to take the ball to big, strong defenders, and on most occasions, beating them as well. So there was something about his game that made you realize that even though he didn't have any prior experience playing in the big leagues, because the games I saw him play, he hadn't been 19 yet. He was just 18. But what do you consider to be his strong points going to Slovenia? I think Kahim Paris, the former Dintil player, is in Slovenia as well. With the same club?
Yes.
FC Koper?
Same club.
Yeah. What do you think he will bring to that team based on his skill set?
As you speak about his maturity shown, I think he will carry that as well because he started playing senior football at 14. I had him playing Super League, which is the confed level just below the Premier League. So I guess that's why I showed the maturity. But I think his game awareness, for me, he was about 10. I played him in an under-17 game, and he scored a goal just coming across the half line down by the Elliston Wakeland Centre, big field. And he just looked up and saw the keeper overcompensating at the near post, and he just hit it as a small lad and scored to the far post. I think his game awareness is so good. His ability to pick out a pass is just exceptional. But also an eye for goal is just good. As a midfielder, attacking midfielder, his desire to score is very good as well. And his versatility, because he can play as a 10 and he can play as a winger left or right. I think he brings that versatility. But just technically too, he's just a sound player. I remember when he went to the Jamaica under-17 team, and I called the coach, Gilchrist, then, and I said, what do I need to do to improve him, to ensure he gets into it? He said, Coach, you sent me a very technically sound player. So I think that his technical skills will serve him very well at that level.
Yeah. Christojaye, how much contact have you had with your parents or your immediate family since you got to Slovenia?
Talk to them every day.
Every day, yeah. And what is the message from home for you on this very important mission, this very important phase of your life?
Everybody is just proud of me. My friends, my family. Everyone is just proud.
Yeah. And when you look back at how you came through the William Knibb system, of course, and the players that you played with, are there other players who you would have come up with, perhaps even younger than yourself, who with the right guidance like you got from Dwight Jeremiah, who could reach within touching distance or even grab a chance to, lift themselves further?
Yes, a lot of players, but due to injury and stuff, most of them are out now, but there are players there, as you know, Mark Lewis, Kevin Clark, they're young, but they're good players. Dwight have brought them into the Holland system. They're young players playing against the big guys, so they have a long way to go, but I can teach them a thing or two so they can go as a player.
Yes, I love your confidence. Christojaye, have you set yourself a target for a senior Reggae Boys call? In other words, based on how your career is going, and things are going well for you, and we certainly hope you avoid injuries. I mean, if you avoid injuries, then there's no telling how far you can go. Have you set that target for yourself by a certain time you should expect to be called up when the national senior squad is being announced?
I mean, personally, it would be an honor to play for the Reggae Boys, but for now, I'm just focusing on myself, adapting in Europe, and if I get a call, it would be really appreciated.
But you're not really focusing on that just now?
Not
now. Dwight, I have to ask you though, so many talented youngsters, we've seen them get that chance, and, they appear to be sound, they appear to be grounded, and then some things happen, and then, the focused youngster that you knew, that you nurtured, suddenly doesn't appear so anymore. And I'm asking you this question in his presence. Do you think there should be anything to worry about Christojaye? Do you think that his focus can waver? Is he of the construction that you expect? That the disciplined lad you knew and nurtured was reached this point in the journey, that he can go further because he won't change?
Yeah, I'm a very confident, George, and more so because this lad has trusted me throughout and has listened to me from he was 9 years old. And he said to me, even today, he said, Coach, I have been patient. I have trusted you. My parents have trusted you. I could have gone because JC came calling. Other clubs came calling as well. But he stuck with me at Holland, and he said he believed that I would have been able to take him to the next level. And he continues to do that. Even on a daily basis, he will find out from me how things are going, what he can do to better himself. So he's always been grounded, very humble, never been a fussy guy. Some say he's a little bit too shy. Even Coach Bernard said, sometimes I wish he just takes the ball and does his stuff. And he's always looking for a pass. So I think that humble nature in him will go a far way to keep him grounded. And the fact that he sees me, not just as his coach, but as a father figure. And the trust that he has in me, it's up to me to continue to try and guide him as best as possible. But I think he'll remain grounded. I have every confidence in him that he will make the transition even higher than he's at now.
Yeah, Christojaye, we're out of time. I want to say this to you, that you should know, sir, that a lot of players from varying backgrounds have made it in football. We're not talking about the ones who didn't make it now, because you're on the path to making it. I'm sure, Ricky Kaká, from the Brazilian, who played at AC Milan, who played at Real Madrid, and who starred for Brazil. His parents were wealthy. He dived into a swimming pool and he damaged his spine. They thought he'd never walk again. He recovered from that to become one of the best Brazilian players, best footballers in history, Kaká has been. Gianluca Vialli, from several generations before you, but Dwight knows him. And he was the son of very wealthy parents, and people thought because he was from a rich background, he wouldn't fight for what he wanted. He fought his way to the Italian national team, Juventus in Italy, Chelsea in England, and he's one of the top Italian footballers of the last 30 years. Many players from poor backgrounds. Luis Diaz, who was just joined Liverpool from Porto, was malnourished as a boy in Colombia. Yeah, look at where he is now, a Liverpool player bought from Porto for £40 million. I'm saying to you, my friend, that there's an example of players from different backgrounds making it. And I want you to promise yourself, Dwight, and your parents and your friends that you will stay focused and that you will do everything in your power to make it. Can you give us that commitment today?
Sure can.
Yeah. And the last thing I want to say to you is this: if you want to impress your coaches in at that club in Slovenia, do some research on 2 players. One, Zlatko Zahovic and Srečko Katanic. Katanic and Zahovic. And when you Google them and you do your research, go and talk to your coaches about them, because they have very important places in the history of Slovenian football. And I guarantee you that they'll look at you even more favorably than they're looking at you now. Right? Just remember that.
Okay, will do.
Good. Dwight, thank you for talking with us. Thank you for guiding this young man, and we hope that you get the sustenance to guide even more youngsters, all right? Chasing their football dreams.
We'll do, and we're trying to make Holland a small club, showing that we can play in the big market of football in Jamaica. So it's massive for a boy to move from a major league club straight to Europe. So that's something we're looking to put Holland out there.
Excellent, sir. Holland's ambassador is in Slovenia, and he is set, Christojaye Daley, to do very well for himself, his club, and those who've helped him along the journey. All the best, gentlemen. Up next, at the track,